you should take very big measures to never say anything bad about Brazil, because they are very much, they are their country. So whenever a Brazilian is talking smack, when they're saying something bad about Brazil, you can't even agree. You just have to sit looking a little silly, or just ask them questions. Never ever say anything bad about Brazil.
Hey, Jamie Woods, we here to travel and motivate. No curry, we just trying to keep our minds in a golden state. We answer to nobody but the Lord, we control our fate. Too many things to see just to sit in a hole and bake. We growing, hey.
Obviously, I'm assuming you're Swedish. So
I am very much Swedish, yeah.
Tell us your experience of Sweden. How did it go in Sweden, and what caused you to leave Sweden?
Yes. So meeting Americans specifically, I usually get this kind of question, and I know in the US, there's currently, an ongoing movement where men and women don't really get along, a lot of tension. That was not the reason I left Sweden. I don't really have anything bad to say in terms of the people in Sweden. I left because it's a small country, been there, done that. It's awful 7 months of the year. It's cold, it's dark. And when I went for Brazil, it was during pandemic, during winter. So I just fell so hard in love with Brazil. And maybe Brazil got an unfair advantage, but it's like Sweden is simply not interesting for me anymore. And now I've been here for such a long time. It feels like Sweden is kind of, I'm not related to it anymore, apart from living there my whole life.
Oi,
hey, boa noite. Yes. In Brazil, say boa noite.
Oh, boa noite.
Isso. How was your day?
And how was your day?
My day is work a lot and eating so many foods. Just this.
A lot of swimming?
Yes.
Because I know you like to swim. Like, I remember when I first met you in your stream, you said that you're an actual mermaid and that you swim a lot. And I didn't believe you. I'm like, she's just saying that. And then I saw one of your videos and you're actually in the ocean swimming. And I'm like, wow, she's a mermaid.
Oh, thank you so much.
So you probably feel more like a brasileiro than anything right now.
I feel like, weird person somewhere in between, because I'm very far from being accepted as a real Carioca, a real Brazilian, although I speak fairly well by now. But I definitely don't identify with my friends, with people in general in Sweden as, a Swedish person anymore. So I don't know. I guess I'm the Swedish Gringo.
Yeah, definitely, man. That name really suits you. But like, I think I'm going through the same dilemma as you, because I just recently got back from Brazil not that long ago, and I'm Dominican. But I feel sometimes I'm more Brazilian than anything. I don't know what it is about that culture that drew me to it. But can you describe what it is that drew you to Brazil, that really sold you on the country, where you're like, you know what, this is the place I want to stay?
Yeah, I can. Apart from the very obvious things, then arriving from, cold, dark Sweden straight to Ipanema Beach. I think that was a Saturday. Girls in very tiny bikinis, guys playing volleyball. Apart from those things, it was the energy. Just you can almost just feel the vibration of life, particularly on the beaches in Rio. And that's not just a tourist thing. The beaches in Rio are a part of the Carioca culture. So coming there, you will not be feeling like a tourist. You will be feeling like you're participating in the ongoing culture. And that's really what got to me. Just the opportunities. You can make 20 new friends in a day. People are happy. People tend to care a little less about their problems. And there was just, a whole new world opening up, especially with, the ongoing pandemic. And that is still what I hold closest to my heart here in Brazil. It's the way they know how to enjoy and celebrate life.
I know much more about Brazil than, let's just say, a couple months ago, because I study Brazil. Like, Brazil fascinates me. And the reason why Brazil fascinates me is because, to me, it doesn't really make much sense. And I mean that respectfully, because it's a giant country, all different type of landscapes, all different type of people. If you go here, it's hot. If you go there, it's cold. I was like, what? Like, how does this make any sense? Like, I saw videos, like TikTok videos of people like bundled up with sweaters and stuff. And I'm like, it gets that cold in Brazil? Like, what is going on here?
No, no, it doesn't get that cold in Brazil, but for Brazilians, it might
It's
feel
cold.
that cold. Yeah. I
So
even
they're over
saw,
exaggerating.
yeah, it's supposed to be winter in Rio at the moment. It was 32 degrees Celsius on the beach today. Last week, I saw people wearing, actual winter clothes and pants, and it's crazy. But in the very south, yes, occasionally they actually do get snow, very seldom for a very short amount of time. But as in general, from Rio on up, it's never ever cold. It's never winter, no.
Okay. And then Chad says the rate of making new friends in Brazil is unmatched anywhere else in the world. 100% agree.
Yes. That is simply correct. And especially in Rio, the Rio way is to always make new friends. But on the flip side of it, you don't really maintain relationships that well, especially not in Rio, because the wheel keeps turning, people find new people, etc. So if you really want to become friends with someone, try to be, extra clear with it, make plans with them, because otherwise they will just disappear and new people will take their place.
I didn't even know that. I thought that friendships in Brazil would have been more like close knit. But I did not know that. That's a fact to me now. That's I did not know that before.
Yeah, as you said, Brazil is a big country, but especially in Rio, yeah, people tend to make very temporary friendships in all kinds of manners.
I know where you're going with it. How does Brazilian culture compare to Swedish culture?
Well, I would say they're almost total opposites, to be honest. Swedes do have, a little unfair reputation of being cold. It's not really about being cold, but our culture is based on respect and just a little bit of distance to other people. So that is all made out of respect, and because we assume the other person wanted us to keep a little distance. The real Swede, the real way we want to be, comes out after 5-6 beers. So that is the real Swede. If you haven't met a drunk Swede, you haven't really met a Swede. But apart from that, we simply don't have confidence in Sweden. I'd say that's the main thing. Some people would say our women are beautiful, and even some of the guys, but we don't have confidence. We've never had it. It goes, throughout the whole culture. We don't have any food culture, which is imported from everyone else. Our music culture is, almost only American. We don't look to ourselves for quality. And in Brazil, people are extremely proud. You should take very big measures to never say anything bad about Brazil, because they are very much, they are their country. So whenever a Brazilian is talking smack, when they're saying something bad about Brazil, you can't even agree. You just have to sit looking a little silly, or just ask them questions. Never ever say anything bad about Brazil. So those are the two main things. Then they have the confidence. Swedish people don't. They are proud of their country. Swedes tend to be more awkward about their country. The saying "this is typically Swedish" actually has bad connotations in Swedish. When something is typically Swedish, it's a bit awkward. In Brazil, it's something to be proud of.
Wow, I did not know anything. Because the thing is, when I first met you backstage, I was like, man, you're charismatic, you're down to earth, you cool, you really social, you got like a swag to you, Swedish Gringo.
I do come from the most talkative part of Sweden. That could be one of the answers as well, because you kind of become who people tell you are, right? So moving from Gothenburg, the second city of Sweden, to the capital, I already have a reputation of being, the fun, talkative guy, and people keep reminding you of that in Sweden. So I guess that kind of pushed me into being who you think I am.
No, it is who you are. It is who you are, man. You're a cool dude, man. In fact, I'm thinking of booking you as a guide, man, because I'm like, man, you super cool, man.